Welcome back to the Olga Express Show. I'm your host, Olga. How you doing? Welcome back. It's been a minute. I missed you guys. If you're new to my channel, awesome to have you. And if you've been here before, welcome back, my love. You know the drill. Make sure to smash that like button if you haven't already. If you're happy to see me, smash that like button. If you're in a good mood, if you're feeling giving and generous, smash that like button. Subscribe, like, share. All the above. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. So I'm so grateful to be here. I hope you're having a wonderful day so far, and I hope this stream makes it even better. That's the goal. That's the plan. What am I going to talk about? Well, you know Tucker, right? I'm sure at this point, everybody knows Tucker's gone viral on Twitter. He's made some points. A lot of people are talking about their points. But I'm just going to, we're just going to cover we're going to talk about it a little bit, right? Dr. Shiva, I have asked him to be a guest on my show. He did respond, but we haven't set a date yet. I'm looking forward to that, Dr. Shiva, if you're listening. And I think he had a great tweet that I'm going to be sharing. And then Oprah was trending. I clicked on it. I found something interesting that I don't recall seeing before. See if you guys have seen this. And again, I'm just sharing with you what I find interesting and why. And so that's all live, real, raw reaction. One reaction at a time. Going to be talking about something else that caught my eye about Instagram and the Wall Street Journal. We'll talk about that. And my live, real, raw reaction music video today was the one that when I flipped the coin last time wasn't picked. So that's in line. I don't know if you guys want to guess what it is. I'll tell you guys, but it's been requested before. And then I decided, oh, sorry about that. I'm clicking around, just making sure all my ducks are in a row. And if you haven't become a member on Locals, join me, support my work over on Locals for exclusive content. But that's just one great way of buying me a coffee once a month. Or you can do a one-time donation or just follow. Just check it out. I put the link in the live chat. Both I'm live on Twitch, Rumble, and the BoobTube. Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to mention. So YouTube, right? YouTube is making it where you no longer get striked for talking about the election. Remember, I couldn't even see, I would say the EL word, right? The L, because even the vote was, So that's interesting. I don't know if I want to push my luck now that I've kind of been out of the jailhouse, but I'm still under a warning. And you know me, it's not that you're going to make me shut up or change my mind, but I'll join you to beat you later. So isn't that something to talk about? Well, before I get even started, let me do a quick intro. And let's get the party started, baby. Hi, I'm Olga S. Perez, coming at you live, unleashing the power of perspective, one reaction at a time. I've been a life strategist for over 20 years, and I'm here to share my insights on trending topics, current news, and music videos that we all want to talk about with love and humor. So, who is already with me? I'd like to say hello before we get started. You know, your super chats, one great way to support me and to make sure I don't miss your message. Who's already? Victor. Hey, ole, 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 Olga in chat. I like that. Sounds like something, was it Knees Joe would say, right? Yeah, he's been working a lot, so he hasn't been on the lives much. I haven't seen AC Nelson in a minute. Hope all is well, right? With AC Nelson. Oh, well, remember he updated to Chad to go along with his music career, and I think that's what he's doing. I'm hoping that's why we haven't seen him here in a hot minute. But as long as all is well, that's what matters. The major. Boom shakalaka. Yes. Hey, Robbie Garnes. Let's go, Brandon. The great 2020 heist. Is that based on, because of the Twitter, YouTube, right? Well, we can talk about it now. Oh, why, thank you, Master. Thank you, Master. God of the universe. Now we can talk about it. Hey, Sarita Shamara. Good to see you. Tucker speaks too much truth for faux news, right? Like fake news. Got you. I got you. Got you. Yeah. Well, it's funny because I did a live stream Friday and I did it from a different location. And I just realized it wasn't the Wi-Fi. It happened to me when I was in California too. It's the devices. And I was like, I really thought I could do it on my phone, but I couldn't. So I made that video private because it was lagging, all kinds of stuff. But in that one, I was getting into narcissism. But today, a lot's happened, and we'll talk about narcissism and dating and men and women. Sure enough, I plan on it Friday. Check out my schedule and all the other juicy details that you might be interested in the description below. I also want to recommend a book link I put in there, and it is an affiliate link through Amazon. So when you purchase this book, make sure to purchase it through that link so that I can benefit from it. It supports my work in this channel. But I think I don't think it's pretty much a must that you read this book if you haven't already, called The Creature of Jekyll Island, because then I'm going to recommend this documentary, which they quote, not necessarily that book, but the guy who wrote the book, Griffin. And I've been seeing videos from this. Oh my God, I'm drawing a blank again with the right. And it's in the description below. But he's been talking some facts and truth for decades. And I remember seeing some of his stuff in the 80s and again in the 90s. And now, thanks to the internet, it's kind of been floating around, but it's like, I'm surprised it hasn't become more mainstream. I think it's because people just don't want to hear the truth, especially if you've subscribed to something. You know what I mean? Like, say you subscribe to a church with a pastor or priest, and then you find out that they're degenerate, evil scum. Then you're like, I know you can feel like you just want to give up the religion because of some dudes, right? Or some people, some evil vampires, blood-sucking, spirit-sucking creatures. But you can't, it's like, you don't want to throw out the baby in the bathwater, right? You get me. Hello, Patrick. Great to see you. Yes. So don't be shy, Rumble and Twitch. Make sure to say something. Hello will suffice. And depending on how we go today, I might be taking some calls, but I want to be taking calls from people that have not been, have not called into the show. If we have time, I'll put the link in the live chat. But it's for people that I've not spoken to yet. New people. I'm looking to speak with new people. And even specifically people that don't agree with me or have seen some of my videos, my points of views. And because, it's just one-sided, guys, like one-dimensional. So I might say something and you might say, well, I agree with you on this, but I don't agree with you on that. But, I'm just saying stuff. It's not like we're having a back and forth conversation to really go into it. So I want to take the opportunity of doing these, live radio, your call-ins to let's do that. Like, pick my brain, get to know me. Let's see what I'm really about. Because making one statement is not the whole cake, man. Okay? It's like you're judging the cake by the cherry on top. Just because you saw the cherry. Oh, she put the cherry on the top. That's it. That's what she's all about. Get a cup, please. I'm way too complex. If anything, I pride myself on being not the norm. Like, everything you think you're seeing and that you think this person's like, got some makeup on, got some red lipstick on. You think I'm maybe high maintenance. I get that all the time. No. But I see why. And that's the point. We got to stop doing that shit. Although I will say, every time I see somebody with blue hair, purple hair, pink hair, I'm like, oh no. Oh. I want to tell you my experience of the Pride Parade on Sunday. But since I know the boob tube, ain't going to want to hear what I saw, what I experienced. That's why you got to sign up to Locals, because I'm going to go on there later and I'm going to really tell you what I saw. And I want to support this. I want to support everybody. I believe in inclusivity and diversity, but let's be honest about this shit. You know what I mean? It's like if you're working for a great company, you love the products, but then maybe management is rotten. What? You can't say they have rotten management? You know what I mean? Anyway. Yeah, I want to go off on the real raw over on Locals. But for now, we're do the real raw live on these mediums. Hey, Michael 1933, one statement. You are very, very funny. No, very funny. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Again, is that dyslexia again? Very, very. He did not say very, very. That you are very funny, wise. And was it? Oh, man. Can I read this? Guys, let me see if I can share this. It's over on Rumble. Rumble. No, where's the pop up? Here we go. What's that? Pulchritidinous? Man. But see, I'm not shy. I'm not embarrassed. I tell you exactly who I am and what I'm about. English is my third language. Sometimes I nail it. Sometimes I don't. I really want to know how to say that, though. I hope it's like actually spelled correctly, too. All right. It's not just me. But if it is me, I own it. I take it. In a world of people not taking responsibility, I do. Oh, yes, I do. I find that life is much easier when you do that. You know what I mean? Just take it. All right, my bad. Roger that. Okay, I stand corrected. It's so funny how people get so stuck in them. I could think when you're at high school. But once you get out of high school and you live in the real world, when does it ever work to just push, lie, not confront, not accept responsibility? But then again, if you're being raised that way, again, you're a victim. And nothing you do is wrong. It's the system. It's your parents. It's not you. Right. No. And then I do want to talk a little bit about what is a woman, because many of you, I believe, subscribed after I did that. That was like my first episodes. It was literally episode 18, 19, 20. Remember, that was my first video taken down was, about the jabby jab, and it was somebody else's testimony on Fox. And that interview didn't get taken down on Fox, but it did on my channel. So we already know how these people work. Okay. All right. But then the other one was the first reaction I did, because it was such a long documentary and I paused so many times that it didn't fit in the one live stream. That first one, so episode 18, I believe, was taken down on YouTube, but it's on Rumble. I also posted on Twitter, but I feel like it's a must to go over it. You guys got to see it. Let me know what you think. Give me your input, because now it was free for like 24 hours on Twitter. Was it Saturday? It was just over the weekend, right? Or was it Friday? Hi, Mark. Welcome. Hi. So, okay. Let's start with the Tuckers. Let's see. Now, it's 10 minutes long. But I'm like looking at that I was looking at the setup and the lighting, and I'm like, well, he's working like Twitter, like, is it Elon, right? Who's like, actually, I don't know for sure, guys. If you know, let me know. But like, is Tucker paying for the entire production of this new Twitter show that he's doing? Or is Elon also funding it? But again, I'm like, oh, okay, really different lighting. I like this. All right. And I was like, let's see what the intro's like.
Hey, it's Tucker Carlson. This morning, it looks like somebody blew up the Kakhovka Dam in southern Ukraine. The rushing wall of water wiped out.
Oh, it looks like somebody. Looks like somebody?
Entire villages, destroyed a critical hydropower plant, and as of tonight puts the largest nuclear reactor in Europe in danger of melting down. So if this was intentional, it was not a military tactic, it was an act of terrorism. The question is, who did it?
There we go.
Well, let's see. The Kakhovka Dam was effectively Russian. It was built by the Russian government. It currently sits in Russian-controlled territory. The dam's reservoir supplies water to Crimea, which has been, for the last 240 years, home of the Russian Black Sea Fleet. Blowing up the dam may be bad for Ukraine, but it hurts Russia more. And for precisely that reason, the Ukrainian government has considered destroying it. In December, the Washington Post quoted a Ukrainian general saying his men had fired American-made rockets at the dam's floodgate as a test strike. So really, once the facts start coming in, it becomes much less of a mystery what might have happened to the dam. Any fair person would conclude that the Ukrainians probably blew it up, just as you would assume they blew up Nord Stream, the Russian natural gas pipeline, last fall. And in fact, the Ukrainians did do that, as we now know. It's not like Vladimir Putin is anxious to wage war on himself. Oh, but that's where you're wrong, Mr. and Mrs. Cable News consumer. Vladimir Putin is exactly that sort of man, the sort of man who'd shoot
When this come out yesterday, 54 million views.
Himself to death in order to annoy you. We know this from the American media, which wasted no time this morning in accusing the Russians of sabotaging their own infrastructure. Bill Kristol, the man who once told us that Saddam Hussein was responsible for 9/11, immediately denounced Putin as a war criminal and even more savagely compared him to Donald Trump. The rest of the pundit class made similar, clearly coordinated noises. Putin did it! Putin did it! And their reasoning was simple. Putin is evil. And evil people do evil things purely for the dark joy of being evil. In this specific case, Putin attacked himself, which is the most evil thing you can do, and therefore perfectly in character for a man that evil. That was their explanation.
Really,
no
Robbie?
No one who's paid to cover these things seemed to entertain even...
Right. So you said, hold on. So Tucker has a home studio courtesy of Fox. Right, well, that whole thing where he hasn't been fired and they're still dealing with his contract. Now we support Ukrainian terrorists. Oh, man. See, that's why everyone needs to, people just need to shut up. How many times I would tell you guys? I always say, wait for it. Wait for it. That's my thing. Why are we, jumping the gun? I knew it. It's like, no. At this point, everybody should know we don't know squat. And it's really hard to get a real journalist on the ground that's not deleted, snuffed out, you name it. Don't give me that conspiracy theory shit.
And the possibility it could have been the Ukrainians who did it. No chance of that. Ukraine, as you may have heard, is led by a man called Zelensky. We can say,
I gotta say, I like the delivery. Ukraine is being ran by a man, as you know, named Zelensky.
For a dead certain fact that he was not involved. He couldn't have been.
No.
Zelensky is too decent for terrorism.
I was going to say it's Saint Zelensky, Saint Elon, Saint Fauci, saints everywhere. And we think we're living where? Doesn't it look more hellish than it looks like heavenish? Every day trying to take another freedom? Never.
Now, you see him on television, and it's true you might form a different impression. Sweaty and rat-like, a comedian turned oligarch, a persecutor of Christians.
He is rat-like. I would
friend
agree with
of
that.
BlackRock.
That's not even an insult.
But don't believe your own eyes. Actually, Mr. Zelensky is a very good man. The best, really. As George W. Bush once noted, he is our generation's Winston Churchill. Of all the people in the world, our shifty, dead-eyed Ukrainian friend in the tracksuit is uniquely incapable of blowing up a dam. He's literally a living saint, a man in whom there is no sin. That's why Lindsey Graham is so attracted to him.
What's funny, right? No sin. Well, they are immoral. How could they be in sin? They're immoral.
Just two good people hanging out together and being good. And like all good people, when they meet in person, they spend a lot of time talking about killing people and laughing like friends do. Here's the pair last week.
Free or die.
Free or die.
Now you are free.
Yes.
And we will be.
And the Russians are dying.
Yeah, keep acting, brothers. Keep acting, psychopaths.
It's the best money we've ever spent.
This guy. This guy. He really looks like a good person to you. Are you kidding me?
Thank you so much. No, it's
The Russians are dying. It's the best money we've ever spent, Graham says. A smile spreads across.
Best money we ever spent. My money, your money. Not your money, Graham. You got no money. No. Thieves. Vampires. Crooks, liars. I mean, come on. Your money. Oh, that really rubs me wrong. You know, it's like paying child support for kids you can't see. Just saying. Just saying. You got to pay, but we can take your visitation rights away. Why? Who would buy a car and never drive it and watch the neighbor drive it? Oh, God, I'm getting livid today.
His thin, quivering lips as he forms the words. He looks like a starving man contemplating a breakfast buffet. The aroma of death has aroused Lindsey Graham. Thanks so much, replies Zelensky. He feels the same
Psychopath
way.
would get aroused.
See, there's nothing dark here.
Nah.
Just two middle-aged guys celebrating the killing of a population. They don't seem like the kind of people who'd enjoy flooding villages or starting a famine. And in any case, who cares if they are? It's really not your business. Your job is to
It is my business. I want my money back. Me and many millions of people all over the world have gotten screwed over you blood-sucking, lying, psychopathic, so-called politicians. Because if you're going to call yourself a politician, do your job. Now, aren't you supposed to protect people? Aren't you supposed to, help us, right? When we can't help ourselves. That's the whole point of government, right? Government. Because I can't possibly work for myself and do my own shit, which I was and I still am. But boy, I wouldn't sell my ass out. So I suffered the consequences. Well, good. Good. I'm telling you, I've said it before, I'll say it again. I will rather die standing than living on my knees. And that is to put it nicely.
Ukraine. Watch Nikki Haley, a Republican candidate for president, explain this principle on CNN.
A win for Ukraine.
And do not get confused with anger and passion, okay? If you don't know passion, look it up. Because this is what passion looks like, not anger, okay? If I'm going to defend somebody, I'm not going to go in the background, hold on, can you stop there? No. Man, I'm like a bull. I'm charging for you, bitches. I am fearless. Passion is not anger. If I insult someone, or if I give them a label like scum, you are that. I stand my ground. Prove me wrong that you're such a great person. Don't just say it. Whatever happened with actions speak louder than words? Actions. They even suck at lying. Of course they suck at lying. They're psychopaths. They don't know what passion is. Passion comes from love. Let me tell you something. Anger, spewing venom, attacking, that's low hate. Frequency, vibration, I don't care what you want to call it. Just got to say that very quick in case you're confused. And maybe you haven't been around. Maybe you've been around a lot of weak people. But passion looks like this. Yes, it does.
Is a win for all of us. And for them to sit there and say that this is a
Shit.
territorial dispute, that's just not the case. To say that we should stay neutral, it is in the best interest of America. It's in the best interest of our national security for Ukraine to win. We have to see this through. We have to finish it.
See?
Exactly.
It's very easy to understand. It is vitally important for you to support Ukraine because it's necessary for Ukraine to be supported by you.
Why?
Your support is mandatory until
Now, first me. America first. Or first the individual. Sovereignty. What the fuck? God. You know what this is all about, right? At the end of the day, it's because people really were not taught in school about the Constitution. Why is it a Constitution? The Republic. What's the difference between Democrats? That's what I love about this Griffin guy. And okay, you know what? I'm going to plug it in right now about this. Actually, the link is in the description below. Have any of you seen the documentary Plandemic, right? Well, at this point, they had a third one. I just finished watching the third one. Was it yesterday? And they did another awesome job. And the Griffin guy is back in there. or they use them a lot in a lot of the bits throughout the documentary. Please, please. Or you can look up anything you can find on Griffin as far as video content. But seriously, the Plandemic 3 called The Great Awakening. The link is in the description below. You can look it up. I recommend you watch them all in order. Would be great. But at the very least, watch the third one. It's so relevant to right now.
It's finished, whatever it is, and whatever that means. So shut up and support Ukraine, or else you're in trouble. Back when they still taught...
What does that sound like to you guys? That doesn't sound like democracy to me. Because I agree. And it's not about Tucker. It's funny. I just had a thought in my mind that just came up because I have friends. I have people in my circle. They're like, they both incite violence, both sides. Now, you know me, I don't do sides. I do truth, period, end of story. I'm not a truther. I don't have to belong to a group of truthers. The truth is the truth. You don't need a group, people. Number one. Number two, because the moment you become in a group, it's like, that's it. You can't get out of those lines. No. But this reminds me, they're like, I guarantee you the people will probably watch that little snippet right there. Just that 3 words. Look, Tucker's inciting violence. And I'm going to show you how. Watch.
To be supported by you. Your support is mandatory until it's finished, whatever it is, and whatever that means. So shut up and support Ukraine, or else.
Shut up and support Ukraine, or else, right? So that threat, that ultimatum. Somebody from the other one side of a fence will look at that and say, see, he's inciting violence. I get this all the time, guys. All the time. It's like, wait, you're not listening to the point. And I'm not taking Tucker's side here. Just saying. That doesn't mean inciting violence. It's a fact, isn't it?
Or else you're in trouble. Back when
Whoa, I told you guys, YouTube put a banner up for the last few months saying if you say anything against Ukraine and the war in Ukraine, that's it. You're fucked. We'll delete your channel. You're gone. You're squashed. And we're going to persecute you. They don't say that. But as we see, people do get persecuted, right? Doxxed, etc.
they still taught logic, statements like this were known as tautologies. Something is true because it is. The more you repeat it, the truer it becomes.
Right.
It's a self-reinforcing reality.
Mm.
There was a
Called
time when
repetition.
tautologies were considered illegitimate arguments, not to
Kierkegaard wrote a book about it. It's pretty good, actually.
mention hilariously stupid. Only dumb people talk like that. Now everybody in power talks like that. Diversity is our strength. Trans women are women. Zelensky is Churchill. It's all self-evidently true. Doesn't need an explanation, and don't ask.
But I'm going to say one thing. I'm glad he's talking to people like they're not dumb. But the truth is, the people that I even talk to, that I know they're not dumb. And they're doing very well in their life. They're educated. They're smart. But I ask them any questions. Just had this experience recently, this past weekend. Do you know who this person is? No. Do you know about this guy? No. Do you know about... So I'm like, they're completely unaware. So how can we have a discussion if we haven't, read the same book or watched the same movie? Hence, even when this person was telling me that they no longer watch the news, in fact, they even completely got off Facebook a long time ago because Facebook was force feeding content that they had no desire. And it was making them not like Facebook. It wasn't just, oh, you're bothering me with ads and stuff that I don't care about. No, they realized it was blatant that they were being force fed narratives, tastes, any kind of content, that it was clear that there was an agenda, that this person could not just ignore it. So they got off Facebook. And now I think they're only on Instagram. But the point is, they know a few things and they go, oh, I know, I'm not totally unaware. I know about toxins and stuff that causes cancer. So, I don't have things in my house and, I try to do everything organic, chemical free. So you feel that you are kind of empowered, but you're living day to day, not knowing that you're being squashed because it's a slight squeeze, right? Like the frog in the warm water, and then it gets hot, right? And he doesn't jump out. So they believe, okay, we're good citizens. We work, we got money, we can take care of ourselves. So I mentioned, like, so what happens when the government, just like you can't leave your house and put your mask on, when the government says, you can't get money out of the bank unless it's, crypto, right? Electronic. What are you going to do? Some people, can you believe a lot of people, they don't think about that at all. They don't watch anything about it. They're completely like, it's not even, they're completely in their own bubble. And then I go, what would you do? You got to feed your kids, right? Like, but what happens when you do that? And then all of a sudden they say, hey, because this is where I knew it would become very real for this person. I said, imagine they come to you and they say, I know you wouldn't have a problem going, all right, fine. If the fiat system, if we're not going to use the notes, not dollars, notes, then okay, so we use a different type, right? A coin, a digital. Okay. I said, yeah, but then they know every single penny how you spend it. Then you're thinking, well, the phones listen to everything you say, right? All these inching away freedoms. I go, but wait. Here's where I don't think these psychopaths, politicians, governments, globalist critters of the darkest depths of hell. Here's what I say to my friend. I go, but what if they tell you you can't buy 2 gallons of milk anymore? You can only buy one a week, one a month. Then how would you react? Then it'd be too late, wouldn't it? I go, that's why it's important to not just go, well, that's not the end of the world. Yeah. It's just unbelievable, the fact that there's so many. I'm talking at least half the country that are clueless. Because there's no way that if people had a little more knowledge, they would go along with the game. I don't give a shit if they think they're on this side or the other side, because nobody wants to be told. I don't care if those out there that are true communists, they're not anti-fascist. Nobody wants somebody to tell you what you can eat, how you can eat it, how much you can eat it. Even the ones that are social justice warriors. I can prove it any day of the week. I'll find out who they are, what their lifestyle is, and take away the one thing they love. Or cut them down. Instead of 8 hours on your phone, you're only allowed 4 hours on your phone. Let's see how they cope with that shit. The thing is, no one's in reality. Like, no one, everyone's living in, like, talk about privilege. I've said this before. You got running water, you're privileged, bitch. And that's just putting it nicely and just simple. But, all right. I'm going to jump, because as you can see, I can go on and on and on. But for those of you who haven't heard of Dr. Shiva, please check him out. And plus, I want to hear and read in your comments, whether it's in the live chat or in the replay. Dr. Shiva, I have been following this guy for a while, and I've done massive research on him, and this guy just kills every little point. Like, oh my God. And again, I'm not going to say Saint Shiva, okay? No. But if there's anybody that's real and smart and soulful, I can 100% vouch for this guy. 100% without a doubt. I can't say that about anybody running for office. Period. I don't care who you think it is. I don't care if it's Saint Trump. I don't care. This guy, anyway, check him out. Let me know what you think, because I particularly really enjoyed this tweet that I saw this morning. So he goes, at Philip Bump at the Washington Post, thanks for sharing my historic run for president. Please get your facts clear. Because look at what this guy says. Shiva Ayadurai, who graduated from falsely claiming he invented email, which is a fact that he did. Like, look at that. Like, how are these people opening their mouth without doing their, like, what? Oh my God. Like, you just, dude, Philip, I don't even know who you are, but like, straight out the gate, like, oh God, I wish I could see you face to face. I would love for you to say something like that to my face in the fact that I'd be like, really? Prove it to me, bro. Prove it. Before you put in a tweet, prove it. Anyway, claiming he found evidence of election fraud in 2020. Oh, remember, because now I can say those words on the boob tube. Wants to run for president. What are you, jealous, bro? What's up? What's up? White supremacist, maybe? Huh. The other thing I love about Dr. Shiva, how he really points out that the white supremacists aren't necessarily white. And I agree. And I've known that, but he just says it so much better than me because, that's his. I got my calling. He's got his calling. Anyway, wonder who will be blamed for his being born in India, making him ineligible for office, right? Right. So he goes, I did email Shiva. I found evidence of election fraud. He did. I remember when he found it in real time because I was following him at the time and like reading everything that he was putting out there. And yeah, way before the Twitter files. FEC ruled I can run. And 14th Amendments abrogated Article 2, Section 1. Let's do live on all 3 points. What date and time works? Question mark. Boom. That's something I have said. When people give me certain comments, I'm like, you know what? Like when I mentioned something about simps or incels and blah, all this stuff that everyone else labels, calling people out, and they'll make a comment on it. I say, hey, join me in my live. Here's my next live. Here's the date. Call in. Let's talk. And they don't. And that's my point. Then I'm going, why is Oprah trending? Well, there was a lot to be said. Check this out. But this little video, I'm like, I don't recall watching this video with the whole Harvey Weinstein thing. But there was a lot that was actually going around about Oprah. And I was like, whoa, this is good. Because how are these people walking scot-free when there's so many pictures of them literally silence, Mr. Silence compliant, her, with all the like orphanages and like she's and Madonna are being investigated over in Africa. But I need not go further. Let's stay focused on this one tweet. On November 28, 2017, British actress Kathy Noble said during a teary-eyed press conference in Manhattan that Harvey Weinstein and Oprah and Naomi Campbell to dupe her into thinking he would help her with her career only to use her for sex. She deserves justice. So I was like, okay, let's see what she says. I want to judge. It's not how he interpreted this, right? So let me know, guys, if you've seen this already.
Information. And at this point, I am absolutely overwhelmed because he repeated so many times, it's going to be good for you. I have something in mind for you. We're going to be in touch. And he was with people in which I admired dearly. He was with Naomi Campbell. He had Oprah Winfrey there with him, who entered the room and was swinging off his arm and just seemed like a very dear friend. And these like Oprah, Naomi, Rita, and Georgina, they all sat at his table. And for me, meeting Oprah was like, oh my God, like I would have thought that I would have to be someone who is established, who everyone would have had to know about before I was privileged enough to meet someone like Oprah. So that gave me so much confidence in him at the time when he approached me. I thought, obviously, this man has something amazing in store for me.
Okay. So following your first meeting, what happened?
After meeting him, I then visited his London office where I spoke with his executive assistant, Vanessa Ford, who asked me quite a bit about my life, my background, and took notes and asked me to provide a show reel and a brief letter which she'll forward to Harvey and he'll take a look at this. She also told me that when Harvey selects his girls, he'll have something in mind for them, or he might put them in a movie immediately. So I sent Vanessa a letter with a few images and my show reel, which she said she'll forward to Harvey Weinstein.
Okay, so go on. So then what happened next?
So this yeah, so then I went to Cannes in May 2014. And whilst I was there, Harvey Weinstein approached me in the Majestics in the lobby. I was really, really happy when he approached me. And I asked him, had he received my show reel? I had my iPad with me at the time. And he said to me he had not received, he hadn't received it. I told her everything in the sense of like he took advantage, he assaulted me, he forced me to do things with him that I wasn't comfortable with, and all these promises and how this has gone on for so many years, and it's like all the reassurance and it just made no sense. But and she was reassuring me, telling me that she's going to organize the meeting herself personally. And she said to me that Harvey may have not realized the impact in which he had on my life, because I explained to her my therapy sessions and how much it's broken my trust in the industry, because I've looked up to Harvey as such a powerful influence. And for me, like meeting him was, like he was like everything. Now I feel stupid to put so much trust in him, but that's what I thought at the time. And the reason why I said nothing for so long, because I thought if I ever wanted an opportunity in this industry, how could I ever, small me, to speak of this man, to say he has been inappropriate with me? People would look at me as, who the hell is this girl to say this about this god or powerful influence who is able to make such amazing things take place? But so yeah, so she said to me I should write a letter to him, and she kept reassuring me that he's a good man and he's been so good to her, and I should put in a letter everything in which I feel, and she would ensure this letter gets to him. And it was at that point I thought, this man has so much walls built up around him, and I had no chance, and I just felt completely played. So I didn't write that letter, because I felt like the show reel, which I don't believe she passed on to him, like the email she said she was going to send Charlotte to ensure Charlotte got in touch with me, she did not send to Charlotte. And this letter of closure in which she's asking me to provide, I felt again she was just saying whatever she needed to make me feel better. So I never thought I would ever be able to talk about this. Information.
It takes a lot of guts, guys. Takes a lot of guts. And I actually believe her and I feel her. And wow, I look really pale next to her. Shoot. I didn't know I looked that pale. Maybe I got the lamp on too. Maybe I got the lamp on too bright. Shoot. Damn. Anyway, she's a gorgeous lady. Since I haven't been watching TV and movies, and when I do watch a movie, I told you it's either got to be based on a true story, things like that. So I'm not familiar with this girl. But I saw that video. I was like, I saw so many of the accusers, some that testified and whatnot. So this one, I was like, interesting. And I wanted, use my own instinct. And of course, it's not that I don't believe that Harvey did shit. It's, why, want to get in the person's head. Like, why didn't she say? I mean, I think she just covered it perfectly. And I appreciate finding that. Again, I want to support just the truth, man. And the scum of the earth needs to go far away from humanity. Know what I mean? Then this one. So I've been following Liz Crokin, I think. Crokin? I don't know if I said that right. But I know of her. I've been following her for years now because she got screwed, banned, you name it, when she went down the whole Pizzagate thing. And I don't know, there's still people debunking it. Oh, it never existed. It's because matter of fact, the Major, you wrote a comment on Rumble. You wrote, it's not a question of stupid or dumb. It's a matter of willful ignorance. They know, but they don't want to look at it as it takes effort to think about it, and they don't care enough to care. Right? That's what I mean. I can't feel sorry for people. I'm very compassionate. You guys know that. But at the same time, it's like, and in fact, you're right. Because even this weekend when I was having this conversation with this one individual, it just clearly, it was like, okay, let's change subject. Okay, wait, anyway, what I was saying is, and whatever they were saying, it was bring me to whatever knowledge I have. And then I go, oh, well, by the way, and it's almost like, you know what, Olga, I don't want you to tell me everything. I want you to have a conversation with me. But do you see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying? Either you got to come up or you got to come down, right? So I got to come down. Why? How is that fair to me? Oh, she's just going over there. No. How about somebody taking a minute when you're in that position and going, wait, I want to know. I don't like not knowing something. But I get you. You're right, the Major. But anyway, going back to this, so did you guys hear about this? So bombshell report, the Wall Street Journal reports that researchers found that Instagram enabled people to connect them to accounts that use terms to advertise child sex material for sale, and the pedophilic accounts use the cheese pizza emoji as pedophile code. Again, I shouldn't be reading this on the boob tube. All of this is a tweet. You get me? You feel me? I should be bleeping this, right? We'll see what happens, guys, because that's the thing. I can see all kinds of gangbanging on YouTube. But dare I say the word friendly to young individual males. Look up pedo. I'm sure if you know, you know. Right? It's Greek. Okay. All right. You knew that. All right. So, and some of the accounts, in quote, bore the indications of sex trafficking. This is a mainstream media report that acknowledges that child predators are using pizza as pedophile code. She just posted this, today. So I'm sure she's feeling like finally, because again, you're crazy, and but again, if she wasn't right, why would they try to delete her? I'm sorry. And you can't vilify her. You're just like, that's a hoax. Because how many times have we said this? There's somebody or even somebody in your family that is sick like that. That's it. They're just all over the place. They're so close to us. Neighbors, you name it. They're all over. They're not over there. They're all over. I would dare to even say 1 in 10. I don't have the real numbers because most people don't tell the truth, but I would say 1 in 10 for sure. Okay. And if it's 1 in 10, then you know how many judges, how many politicians, how many presidents, like how many. Of course, they're going to squash the people that are in charge, brainwashing, manipulating, screwing, raping, stealing from us against my will. Of course, they're going to get found out. That's the reality. I think we, the people, should put the camera on them. They should have surveillance on them. And we should have our little camera room where we can watch them because they're working for us. Don't people do that with a nanny, right? Babysitter, you got the babysitter cam. I mean, really, guys? Now, we know the FBI, they're doing that. But they're not giving us access because they've used it for their own benefit. Oh, my God. Just the more they get, the more they want. That's it. You give them an inch to take a mile. That's it. It's very simple. It's nothing new under the sun. But with today's technology, woo, baby, we're seeing it the way we've never seen it in history before. That's if you don't count Atlantis. If you know or believe that existed. Okay, that's another subject for another day. Okay, all right. So this is she posts this picture. Instagram, the popular social media site owned by Meta Platforms, help connect and promote a vast network of accounts openly devoted to the commission and purchase of underage sex content, according to investigations by the Wall Street Journal and researchers at Stanford University and the University of Massachusetts Amherst. PETA have long used the internet, but unlike the forums, look, guys, I always try to lighten up the situation, okay? As you can see, I'm pretty intense, even when I'm being positive. So, just so you know, I'm not laughing or taking this shit lightly, but let's have some fun. Because if I'm going down, I'm going down laughing. When I do, I hope it doesn't happen like a split second, unless I'm like laughing my ass off and then I like croak. That wouldn't be bad. I wouldn't be upset about that. But okay, all right. Here's the part that she highlighted. Thought, though out of sight for most on the platform, the sexualized accounts on Instagrams are brazen about their interests. The researchers, and this is the highlighted part, the researchers found that Instagram enabled people to search explicit hashtags such as pedo whore and preteen sex and connected them to accounts that use the terms to advertise child sex material for sale. Some menus included prices for videos of children harming themselves and imagery of the minor performing sexual acts with animals. Researchers at the Stanford Internet Observatory found at the right price. Now, what did she posted here? Researchers found certain emojis function as kind of a code, such as an image of a map, shorthand for minor attracted person, or one of cheese pizza, which shares its initials with child pornography. According to the Levine of the U.S. Mass, many declare themselves lovers of little things in life. Isn't that funny? Like, how could you really see? You can't get away with something that's nefarious, and like you're going to sleep better if you believe that you're a good person and you just love little things. There is no love. I want one psychologist or sex expert, counselor, sexologist, I've spoken to many, by the way, to tell me and us and everybody in the world that doing things to a child, especially sodomy, but just all the above, how, no. They don't love it. And when you say you're doing it out of love, you're lying. You're lying to yourself. You want to be accepted for your fucking evil shit. And that's the bottom line. I don't blame you, like a thief trying to sneak into the dark at night. That's just one way to put it. But please go look up that. I've mentioned it before. I'll mention it again. Please look up the study they did in Germany where they literally put orphans with these perps and they studied it to see what was the outcome. Please do your research, look it up, and find out what happened. Nothing good, not one, nothing. But they got away with a lot of fucking doing horrible things and enjoying it all. Like they really needed a study. You think if that shit was working, the Greeks wouldn't have made sure that we are still doing it to this day as if it's the norm and we'd be doing it right in the main piazza? Right? In the public square? Shut up, people. And you're right. I think Sarita Shamira, I think I just saw a real quick thing that you mentioned about, the trans movement and stuff. I get it. They got hijacked. I totally agree with you. But that's the thing. That's the shit that I was seeing the other day. Again, they got hijacked, but then why aren't the good ones speaking out? I know they're telling me personally and privately, but not out in the public square. And like I said, we got to go on Locals for this. I'm going to rip it. Wait till I tell you. Not even exaggerating. I went to visit a friend. I come back, I get off the train, and I'm walking through Center City, Philadelphia, and I completely forgot that day was the parade. But it wasn't the parade that went in my face. It wasn't that, oh, this is so great, so inclusive, and everybody's happy, like it used to be. I used to never miss those parades. Loved them. Yeah. Now, it's like, excuse me, nothing to do Oh man. And it's funny because years ago I did have a thing where I would tell my friends, like, why call it pride? Like, and the whole thing was back in the day was because to get you out of the closet, right? So you didn't have to live a shameful life because that was unhealthy as well. You know, you shouldn't have shame, but pride. I'm like, pride is not only one of the sins, but like, I come from a mother that literally was pride incarnate and the downfalls that came with that. And I remember saying, I don't ever want to be like her, is like proud like that, where I can't say I'm sorry. You get what I'm saying? Like when you have that much level of pride and then you give it a month to celebrate. Oh man, I'm like, this has got one thing, has nothing to do with the other. And then the worst part, not only has the whole movement been hijacked, they should have picked a better name than Pride when they started 50 years ago, honestly. Honestly. How ironic that they would use pride. One, that's to be discussed. Two, it's what I saw. Wait till I tell you what I saw. I knew immediately where I was and what was happening. And not because I was seeing beauty and love and rainbows shooting out of people's asses. No. Wait. And I'm not a prude. If you follow me enough or you watch all my streams, you'll know. I am not. I'm one crazy person. I've done a lot of crazy things. I'm not ashamed. I own it. I moved on. I learned. And I'm continuously learning every day. But not learning on more information, more knowledge. My greatest achievement is learning to be a good person every day, to be better than yesterday. And the whole thing is, were you a good person today? Did you do good today? You know what I'm saying? Like, can you imagine if everybody woke up like that? Fuck me, narcissistic bullshit. How about be a good person? That's fucking hard. I'm not saying it's not easy. Because it's so easy to be righteous and defend your points. But what I discovered is you're never happy when you go that route. And if you really want to be happy, the good route, it works. Albeit, it takes some practice every day. Anyway, so guess what? So it's time for a real live reaction of the music video new artist. This is my first time reaction. This new artist coming up. I will be revealing it in a few minutes. But first, as you know, I'm going to take a quick break so I can get my energies back and flowing, and got to go to the, Tinker. For those of you who are sensitive to too much TMI, do not turn that dial unless you got to go to the break room or get your popcorn, get a drink, coffee, whatever it is. I'm going to be just a few minutes. I'm going to be right back, and I'm looking forward to it. Got my tissue. I don't know if I'm going to cry, but when shit is good. You don't always cry because it's sad. Sometimes you cry because it's so like, so that's it. I'll be right back. Without further ado, baby, without further ado, I'll be right back. And let me know, because then I will, at the end, read your live chats, super chats, share this content you haven't already. Smash that like button if you haven't already. But yeah, I'm going to be right back. It's going to be fabulous. I have a feeling. And what else did I want to tell you? What else? And if you're new to my channel, again, when I do the live reactions, first time I interrupt, pause as needed, as inspired, because it's real raw. And then I play from the top without interruptions for those who want the uninterrupted reaction. All right. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to come right back and we're going to go straight into it. So get ready. Take this break to get ready, baby. Welcome back to the Olga S. Press Show. What's up? I want to thank you in advance for all your likes and shares and comments. Love you so much. Did you miss me? I missed you. The moment I'm gone, I'm like, I gotta go back. I gotta back. Believe it or not, I'm like rushing to come back. But yeah, it definitely makes all the difference. Wait, I can't hear myself. Can't hear myself. Okay, I can hear myself now. Because as you know, I'm naturally loud. I'm not trying to be loud. I'm naturally loud, if you didn't know. And I try to like tone it down, girl. Unless I get passionate, then it just all goes out. So let's see what's happening now. You know what the time is, right? Reaction time, baby. So I am reacting to, so there's a little bit of a story here. Give me a second. I got it queued up. So yeah, it was a request, but then I was deciding which one should I do. So the artist is called Dimash, I think. Dimash. The song is SOS, and it came to me. It was requested, and apparently the guy sings in like, I don't know, 11 or 12 different languages. And the person who initially commented on it, but as you can see, oh wait, sorry, you guys are not seeing what I'm saying. Now you do. Now you do. So I looked up like, well, which version should I do? And the link that the request on the comments was to the singer who apparently was on a reality TV show, kind of like, I guess, like a, I don't know, like America's Got Talent or something. And oh, God, I forget if it's called like The Best or something. Anyway, so he was a contestant, and apparently he blew everybody's mind away. And as you can see with this one right here, it's like 8-9 minutes long. And I'm like, well, if I do this version, react to this version, like, do I do it from the beginning? Do we get some backstory? And then I was vacillating back and forth. And then I came down to these two. And so both videos are on Dimash, his own channel on YouTube. And this is like Dimash Digital Show. And then this one where it was like Slavic Bazaar. So I thought, And I was like, do I toss a coin? But I kind of thought that this one is going to be the version that I most enjoy. Like it's not as set up as if he's doing his own show. You know what I mean? Kind of like the one I did from Morissette and how she did, Unplugged on a radio show. So I decided, excuse me, that this is going to be the one. So let me rewind a little bit. I see how it is. And this was in 2018. I'm like, okay. So are you ready? Do you have your popcorn, your drink, whatever you need? Are you ready, baby? Because I'm going to get right into it. I know. I've already established enough suspense. Gave you some back story. And if you haven't already smashed that like button, smash that like button. Subscribe. Everything you do on this channel makes all the difference. And become a member on my locals. Check it out. I also put the link. It's in the description below, but it's also in the live chat. I would love to see you there. Come check me out. Support my work. And then some. It's all about us, okay? It's not just about me. It's about us. All right. So, without further ado, like I said, I will also put timestamps for those that are like, man, I had to sort through a lot to get there. I know. And I keep saying it because it just keeps up like, I guess people don't know about timestamps, or they're just, I don't know, or they just see, a 2-hour live stream and they're like, where is it? It's like timestamps, guys, timestamps in the description below. And also I'll put it in the comments as soon as I can, shortly after the live stream. And like I said, first time I interrupt as needed, as it comes through me, as I'm inspired, and then from the top, and we just enjoy it together. All right? Okay. So without further ado, my friends, my peeps, here we go. Real live raw reaction. Dimash, SOS. starting now.
Айберген, Казахстан.
Excuse me. I mean, clearly from the get-go, it was like opera's coming. And I love opera, guys. If you didn't know, let me tell you, I love opera. I even had a roommate that was an opera singer. For real. That was crazy. She'd go in the shower every day before she would go to work because she had like 2 jobs. She was a server at a restaurant. Literally, guys, you can look it up, called Victor's Cafe in Philadelphia. And all the servers have to be opera singers. And they sing, they take breaks in between. Like, I don't know if it's every like 30 minutes or so. And it's freaking fantastic. Great experience. But yeah, you know, that was like her day job. And then her other job was literally, you know, catching gigs and singing in the theater as an opera singer. And she'd be in the shower and like, voice coaching herself in the shower. And I was just like, man, this is so cool. Living with an opera singer. That's so cool. Look at that passion. You see that passion? Talk about passion earlier. I do speak a little French, but I'm not a French expert or anything or a French translator. But his accent's pretty on point, I believe. So of course I get chills, right? In my right thigh. Don't know why, but that's how it happened. But it wasn't like a shooting chill. It was like a building up chill. So I was like, what's going on? Right. And then I'm like, I grew up in Spain, born in Italy. So I'm like, man, this is like really making me feel like the Spanish, like, I guess, version of Star Search that we had in Spain growing up in the 80s and early 90s. And like this kind of music, the tone, the beat, even like the drama into his expression while singing, I'm like, oh my God, this is taking me back. This is taking me way back. Hold on a little bit. Seriously, the range in his voice is incredible. All the different notes and whatnot already. I can't believe a guy singing this. Look at him taking that step back to Push that power in there. You see how the body language is so much, man? It's the way we conduct energy. Woo, baby. Hmm. Why do I Why do I scream? Oh, get some Pavarotti in there. Get some Andrea Bocelli. How is that little thing singing like that? Come my God. Tell me there's not a God when you see something like this. Woo! I'm gonna start adopting that little bit right there. Watch. Mariah Carey, I'm sorry, girl. I know you're the diva, but whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, yeah.
Димаш
Oh, yeah.
Кудайберген, Казахстан. И
Yes.
море
What's funny is that when he went like that with his hand, when he went down with his hand, I was like a flower should have been right there. Look, right there. Oh my God, and you know me with my bullfighting fast background, you know what I mean? Ay, flamenco, Sara Montiel, if you don't know her, man. We're talking movies from the 40s, 50s. Whew. Oh.
Димаш Кудайберген, Казахстан.
Kazakhstan. You must put that there
И
again.
море поклонников блестящего артиста на славянском базаре. Браво!
Bravo! Yeah. Wow. I don't want to sound like a frog. Wow. But wow. like what?
Похоже,
You kidding me? He has like, it's no big deal.
сегодня Басков
big deal.
без цветов.
Well, yeah, I just sang. No big deal. Thank you for the flowers.
Димаш Кудайберген. Браво!
Спасибо большое.
Is that it?
Разрешите сказать пару слов?
I don't know what he's saying. I do have the closed caption pulled up, but yeah. Wow.
От всей души хочу поблагодарить
Sunflowers, but roses, red roses are definitely my fave. But if I had one flower to describe me, it would be the sunflower.
вас, dорогие
You know what I mean?
зрители,
Like, you're my sunshine, my only sunshine. That's how corny I can be.
за то, что когда я участвовал на славянском базаре в качестве участника,
Look at this guy speaking tongues over here.
помогли мне с моей карьерой. И
I don't know what he's saying.
славянский базар для
I keep watching this because I just want to see the audience reaction.
молодых артистов очень многое значит, действительно. Я от всей души Хочу выразить вам огромную благодарность. Приезжайте в Казахстан. Спасибо большое. Рахмет.
Димаш Кудайберген.
Oh my God. But you see what I'm saying? I figured this would have a total different vibe than the other clip called his digital show for the song. All right. Like I promised, from the top, without interruption. Here we go. Mm.
J'ai mûri hier sur toi. Tu me prendrais poison. Seul dans ma peau. Je voudrais voler au-delà la voix. Je me le beau. Le beau je te jure qu'au fond de la vie, avec les conditions, j'ai comme deux envies, tu me tapes à force, je sens quelque chose qui m'attire, qui m'attire, qui m'attire, voler. Rose tout. Pourquoi je vis, pourquoi je meurs, pourquoi je ris, pourquoi je pleure. J'y crois quand elle est rose, elle était notre romance. J'ai mûri et sur toi, c'est je me sens de nouveau, je m'appelle ton cœur.
Димаш Кудайберген, Казахстан.
Ooh, baby. Okay, I can see why he has millions of views. Wow. It was good. It was good. Very good. I enjoyed it very much. I will be listening to that song again. Now I'm curious to hear, how different did it sound on his other version. I mean, this is a version, right? This is like in a specific show. But like I was saying, here he has he posted both of them on his channel. I got both from that. Yeah. So I will be watching this version later today, like ASAP, just to see like the difference, because one's like 4 years ago and this was like a year ago. So like, did he change it to get better? I don't know. Let me see. Just a little sneak peek, guys.
An official message from Medicare.
Of course.
Turning 65 comes with questions like, how do I enroll in Medicare?
Okay.
What if I'm
refuse to
still
pay
working?
YouTube any money? They should be paying me.
Where do I start? Get
If
your
I get a sponsor, they're like, Olga, look, here's the whatever the cost is for a year. Hey, I'm open. I'm open for donations.
questions answered at
But,
Medicare.
all your money, all
Paid
your
for by the
tips,
U.S. Department of
donations,
Health and Human
they go
Services.
directly to supporting my work, making this show happen. It's a little slightly different, right? All right, I'm gonna stop it right there because look, guys, I'm getting some thoughts now that I'm thinking maybe I shouldn't be saying everything I think. Although this is real raw, live reactions, but I'll give you the real deets as far as details over on locals, because there's so much more I want to say, but I'm not sure if it's going to be received correctly, if it's PG. I know. Hey, don't go thinking all dirty. I'm just saying. I think it takes adults and people that can handle some real shit that I can tell you other things that I've noticed, especially in that, 3 seconds of that clip of that video. Yeah. You're going to be like, what's wrong with you? Where'd you see that? How'd you pick that up? Because that's how I talk to my friends without the boob tubes telling me how I should be. They're like, oh, be yourself, be authentic, but don't do this, don't do that, don't say this, don't say that. You know what I mean? It's like, you can't be authentic and filtered. Okay. So everybody out there that you think that you're watching that are pretending, or that you think are, no, they're the real deal. Like, he's a cool guy or she's a cool chick. And especially if they're actually doing lives, period. If they're not doing lives, because that's the hardest thing to do, then when they have these perfect edited clips, it's like boom, 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 boom. Dude, we need to do more live streams. We need to connect with more people live, because that's truly, even if they're acting during the live, you're most likely to have a more human experience than these, clips made for, now our attention span is that of a goldfish. You get what I mean? All by design. We are not goldfish. We do have an amazing brain, an amazing capacity for attention and focus. So let's not listen to that bullshit. That's the cell phone conditioning people to be a certain way. Ow. I just saw somebody, matter of fact, on the train. And I don't like, even when I'm watching something on my phone, I try even not to. I like put it in my pocket and put my headset on, and just listen. Or I'm reading a book or something, right? And there's this girl, and you could tell she's maybe definitely a teenager. I would say even like under 18. And I wasn't trying to look at her thing, but there she was. She was sitting in front of me, and she's like sprawled out. She's like sideways almost. And she's looking at her phone, and she's scrolling, and she's hitting likes, and she didn't even see 3 seconds of that video. And she was literally on Instagram. Again, not that I was like being nosy, but it was like right there. I didn't even have to get close. And I was just curious, because she was just swipe, click, like heart. And then like she was specifically even liking things just because. See, I don't want to give you all the details. I don't want to get in trouble over here because people misinterpret, people freaking the fuck out. Get a clue, people. Get a clue. You cannot have an empowered life in fear or people pleasing. It just doesn't happen. People are like, where do you get your confidence from? Well, confronting being myself and having to deal with the backlash. And some of it, you're like, well, do I really have to be this way? Maybe I don't really have to be this honest. Like, maybe I don't have to be as abrasive. Maybe I can change my delivery. But that's different with changing who you are. Okay, that's it. I'm done. That's it. That's a wrap, ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen and ladies. Thank you for being here. Hope you watch this live. And if you watch this replay, make sure to leave me a comment, smash that like button, subscribe. There's more to come. You know, I always take your requests. Check out the description below for how to get your request on the top of the list. Because I do have a process for that just for you. Super chatters, of course, you take priority. Members, you take priority. And then some. Most importantly, I hope you enjoyed that. And until next time, much love. Wait. I'm like, I want to make sure that I did say hi to everybody. And if I didn't, sorry, I skipped you again. One way to get me to notice you for sure is super chat. Both Rumble, they all got their little chat, Rumble Rant, super chats. Either way, I thank you. Share this content on social media. Tag me. So I'm like, okay, I'll follow you. I'll like it, comment, and check out the merch store in the description below. Take up whatever merch you buy, take a picture of it. Either you're wearing it or it's, I don't know, coffee mug, whatever it is. Send a picture, tag me on social media. This is going to be big. We are a community of honest people who believe in goodness and love. It's that simple, right? And I have faith in humanity. I believe there's a lot more better apples than bad apples, even if the bad apples are shaking that basket and shaking that basket. It's all right. It's okay. They rot. The good ones, they stand. They stand. They stand. Thank you for all your love and support. And until next time, much love, many blessings. And I'll talk to you soon.